Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through a brand new game I just got, which is Astro Knights. This is a brand new one from Indie Board and Cards. It is a 1 to 4 player game that takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half to play, and it's a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to defeat the boss that they've chosen. So in this one, for those of you that are fans of AEON'S, this plays very similarly. It's basically the next evolution of AEON'S in space. So with this one, you're going to be controlling a character just like in AEON'S, and a lot of the other things are going to feel very similar. Now there are a few changes, some of the different things with the bosses and the deck of cards or different decks of cards you're going to be drawing from is randomized now, as opposed to in AEON'S where you get to choose the different things that you want in your pool that you'll be able to purchase from. These are decks that you'll shuffle up and then you'll flip over one card, so you never really know what's going to come up next in those and what options you'll have to buy. So that's one interesting aspect that has changed. So in the video, I'm going to be playing against Furion, and I'll see if I can bring him down. He is the beginning boss and is rated pretty low, so I should hopefully have not too much trouble bringing him down, but we'll have to see. As just like in AEON'S, that foot is, his foot is going to be on my throat, and I'm not even going to know it. So we'll see what happens with that. As always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider that like button and subscribe to my channel. It's one of these ways you can support channels like mine so we continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to get notified anytime I drop new videos, as I'm constantly dropping new teaching videos, playthroughs, crowdfunding videos, Kickstarter, and unboxing videos, among many others, hit that notification bell and I'll let you know whenever I drop new stuff. So let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see what this one's all about. All right, so moving into the game, I've already set up pretty much everything on the board. I will shuffle up the turn order deck real quick, and then I've chosen to play a 3-player game. So I have Nazma. She's kind of a healer support character. Then I have Silas, and he is a healer. And then I also have Zach, who is my combat specialist. So I'll see how things go. So from there, I have the 6 different decks of cards that I've put out, and again, you'll shuffle up each one of these and reveal the top card in that deck. And each one of the cards in there has the value of energy you have to spend to purchase that card, just like in AEON'S. So again, for those of you that are familiar with AEON'S, a lot of this is going to be very familiar and is pretty much the same. For those that aren't, I will try to explain a little bit more, at least initially. All right, so the last thing I need to do is shuffle up my turn order deck. This is going to determine who goes in what order. There's 2 boss cards in here, and then 1 for each of the players, and then 1 wild. And Nazma is going to be my wild player for this one. From there, I have my world that I've selected, and now worlds can gain power up. So they have their own abilities you can trigger during a player's turn, and it has 28 hit points, so hopefully that I'll be able to keep that alive. With the bosses have different levels now, so he is always going to start at level 1, and I've just chosen to do the normal difficulty. The boss does have an extra set of tiles, or a tile that has the harder difficulties on it as well. With Furion, he also has a track that's going to track his artillery, and with that is going to reveal cards at the end of his turn. If he has a rating of 3 or higher, he's going to drop it by 3 and draw and resolve a card, and these are usually pretty nasty cards, so I don't want those to go off too often. And then he also has his own deck of cards. Now, one interesting change with this is that when you go through the deck, which the deck now is pretty small, and there are certain cards depending upon the number of players which are listed. So for example, with me not playing a 4-player game, all the 4-player cards are already added to his discard pile. When he runs out of cards and he needs to draw a new card, that's when he's going to level up, and any effects will take place right away, and then this deck will be shuffled back up, and then you'll have a new deck. If you ever run out of cards and he's already at his maximum level, which is for this particular boss is level 3, then the game is over and the players have lost. So that is the time table that we're looking at with that. All right, so from there I need to choose, or I have to reveal a card to determine what's going to happen next. And the boss is starting it out real quick. All right, so during your boss's turn, you're first going to activate any minions that he has out, starting with the minion that's been out the longest, working your way towards the newest. There aren't any minions or effects to handle at this point, so the next thing is to draw and resolve a card. So we have Thermium Barricade. So this one is going to increase the artillery track by 1. And then any player suffers damage equal to the current value of the artillery track. If Urion is level 2, destroy this card. So he is not level 2, and then I have to choose one player to take 1 damage, basically. So I think Silas will take it. And then after that, then I go through and make sure there isn't anything else. Again, I'll check the artillery track. If it's at 3 or higher, then I would have to drop it and reveal a card. It is not. So that is the end of the boss's turn. All right. Wow, that was a terrible shuffle. So the boss gets to go again. So again, there's nothing to activate. And this time we have the Rage Knights. So now during later turns now, when the boss goes, this guy has an activation that'll trigger, and this one is the homeworld suffers 2 damage. So he is a damage dealer to the homeworld, so I definitely want him out of there as quickly as I can get him out of there before he activates again. But now I know all of my players are going to get to go before the boss gets another shot at potentially going. All right, so at that point, again, there's nothing else to handle. So on to the player turns, and the wilds is first. So the wild player is going to be Nazma, so she's going to get to activate. So during a player's turn, the first step is any weapons that the player has above their character board, they can use. And once they use them, then they're going to go into their discard pile. Now, you don't have to use them, so you could hold on to them if you want, if there's other effects that potentially could be used or whatnot. And right now, she doesn't have anything. So from there, then she's going to move into her player turn, or the main phase of her player turn, where she can carry out a variety of different things. And she can do these things as many times as she wants, as long as she has the abilities to do so. So right now, she has a couple of different weapon cards. And the number of weapon cards you can play above your board is going to be linked to the slots that you have open. So right now she only has 1 slot, so she could only equip 1 weapon at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and add that one in there, as that's her special card. And this is the Molecular Edge, and it has attack, deal 1 damage, and she also gains an energy for that. So that's why I played that one versus the Blaster, which only does 1 damage. And then she has 3 power. So she can use power to buy cards from the market, adding them to her discard pile. She could also use it. I could use the 3 power to purchase a slot, so I could increase that so that I could play that Blaster card if I wanted to. She also has power that she can generate, and then that'll activate her ability once she has once she's maxed that power out. She could spend that to activate her ability. And each power to purchase is 2 points. So I could buy a power, for example, and then just have 1 energy left over. So I think with her, I'm going to go ahead and start out by getting a card. And she has 3, so I could buy this Bio Converter. I could buy the Cell, or this one up here, the Pistol. I think with her, though, I think I do want to focus on getting energy. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this one down here. So this is the Solaris Cell, and this one says when you buy, the homeworld powers up, so I'll get to increase the homeworld's power by 1. And then this one goes into my discard pile, and I spent 3 power to use that, so I just place that off to the side there. And then at this point, I really don't have anything else that I can do. I cannot activate my ability. I cannot activate the homeworld's ability, as it's not at maximum power either. I don't have anything else to play at the moment. So yeah, I'm pretty much done. So at that point, any cards that I have spent, any energy cards or anything, now they go into my discard pile. I can put those in any order I want to. And then again, at the end of my turn, then I can choose any cards that are left in my hand. I can either hold on to them, or I can discard them into the discard pile to draw new cards. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to discard that, and then I'll draw back up to my hand of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so she has 4 energy and a Blaster for her next turn. From there, then the wild token will be passed to the next player in clockwise order. So Silas will be the next to have the wild effect. And her turn is done. So now it's going to move to the next card draw. So player 3 gets to go. So Zach is up next. So again, Zach is going to carry out those same steps. So Zach is going to go ahead and equip that. And I do have to reveal a new card here. I forgot to do that. So we have Dark Star Aura. All right, and with Zach, I have 3 energy as well and a blaster, so I could again upgrade his slot, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. And that way then I can equip this blaster, as now I have 2 slots. All right, so then this is going to be discarded as I've used those, and I will draw a new hand of 5 cards. All right, so Zach's turn's done. On to the next. So player 1, so it's back over to Nazma. So she's going to go ahead and activate and use this at the beginning of her turn. So she can either hit the boss for 1 or this minion for 1. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the minion. Try to get him out of there. And then this is going to go to the discard. And then again, I do have the 1 energy for that. So now I have 5 energy to work with. So again, I can choose to buy something. And I like, this one looks pretty good. So what's this one? This is 5 energy. And I gain 3 energy and may destroy the top card of any supply deck. So that could be good if I have something that I really don't want and I want to try to dive deeper into that deck. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. Keep working on her stuff there. And I will equip this blaster up here. And then at the end of her turn, she'll discard these, again, in any order she wants. This deck simply flips over. You do not shuffle your deck. And then she's going to draw 5 cards from that. And that is her turn. So on to player 2. So Silas gets to go now. All right, so Silas, I'm going to go ahead and equip the blaster. I do have 3. Let's flip this over. Okay, so he's got mag field. I am going to go ahead. I think I'll buy this. So this one says I can gain 2 energy. I may destroy the top card of any supply deck. So this one basically lets me do the same thing as the other card does. And I have 1 energy left. Oh, wait a minute. I did have 4 energy because I have this one. And so maybe I won't draw. Maybe I won't get that one. What's this one do here? So next time you gain a weapon this turn, you may place it on the top of an ally's deck. Well, you know what? Since I have 4, I'm going to go ahead and take that one. So then this gets flipped over. And I'm going to go ahead and buy this gun here too as well. All right. And this gets flipped over. All right. And then with this particular his card, and any ally may draw a card and then discard a card. So what does she have? So she has that. I'm going to go ahead and do it with her. So she's going to draw. So she gets that. And she's still at 1. So I'm going to go ahead and discard the blaster. And keep her other card there. All right. So then his turn is over. So I'm going to go ahead and rearrange those and put those on top. And then draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for his deck. All right. And that is the end of the round, basically. So these will get reshuffled. We'll see what happens with the boss. Okay. Player 1. All right. So she's going to go. Again, she gets to use a blaster. So 1 damage. She'll hit the knight. And then it'll move into her main phase. So she's going to, again, deploy that. And she has 5 buying power. What do I want to do? What's this one do? That is a particle cannon. It does 4 damage. You may destroy a card in your hand. That could be pretty useful. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up. And that was 5. So that is all of my cards. I'll go ahead and put that on the bottom and then drop those in there. And into her turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drawing back up. All right, next is player 3. So Zach is up next. He is going to, let's see, he can do 2 damage. And what's his ability on here? You may return a weapon from your discard pile to your hand. So right now he doesn't have a weapon in the discard pile. So unfortunately that won't be beneficial. So he's going to go ahead and use both of those and do 2 more damage to the Rage Knight. And we'll see what happens with that. And he'll go ahead and throw that in there. And then we get a new card. So this one's a 6, a Scatter Beam. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 buying power. So what do I want to do with that? So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up and reveal that. All right, so I have 2 energy left and nothing else to spend it on. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy 1 power with that. And yep, I'm going to put those there. So then flip it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and it is player 2. So players got a full set of rounds, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off that pistol and eliminate that knight before he was able to activate. So that's just going to go into the discard pile. And then it moves into my turn. So I do have 2 blasters and 3 power. So I think I will go ahead and upgrade his slot and equip those 2 blasters so that he can carry out those. All right, and that's pretty much his turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And next is Wild. So I got 2 full player turns before the enemy gets to go again. So interesting way that worked out. All right, so 2 blaster fires. So the boss is taking his first hits down to 58. Okay, and then from there, I have the disruptor pistol. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buying power. So the question is, what do I get with that? So what does this do? What is the bioconverter? I may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Any ally may draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. So that could be pretty interesting. And I do have... Okay. Well, let's go ahead and give that a try. Might be fun. And then the next one is Quantum Hack. That's an expensive one. All right, that was 3 that I spent, and an ally may draw a card and then discard a card. So what do I have here? So I have 3 and 2 for him. And what does she have? She's got the big card there. She's got all energy, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she's got 7 buying power. So I guess I'll go with Zach here and see what he pulls. Oh, so you got an extra energy out of that. So I could go with 5 energy and the 1 weapon, or 2 weapons and 4 energy. Let's do the 2 weapons and 4 energy. Okay. And then I still have 2 energy remaining. So I'm just going to buy a power out of that. Again, these 2 will go on the bottom. Stack that on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lots of power. Okay. And I know what's coming now. So the boss first. So there's nothing to activate. So then he's going to have a card. So this is the Titan Land Rover. When it is destroyed, is defeated, destroy it, and it activates. Any player suffers 2 damage. So that's got 4 health on it. Okay. And that is everything he can do. So next, again, the boss. So this time he's going to activate. So any player suffers 2. So I'm going to take it with Silas again. And then the new card. So we have another minion coming out. He's got 5 hit points. And he has a choice when he activates. All right. And again, nothing else here, as the artillery hasn't gone up at all. So that is the end of that phase. So again, we'll shuffle up and we'll see if this streak continues with the boss getting 2 activations at once, whether it's the beginning or end. So having the boss having 2 more activations right now would be probably pretty bad. I don't really want that. Okay. All right, let's see how my shuffling went this time. Oh no! Okay, so first off, we have to activate. So this one is going to activate first, so any player suffers 2 damage. I think I'll take it on her this time. And then this guy, he says he activates any player suffers 1 damage, or the players collectively discard 2 cards. If he is at Furion is at 2 or higher, then you handle both, but he is not, so I'm just going to have Zach take 1 damage. All right, so that takes care of the activations. So now a card draw, and we have the Barrage. The player with the most slots suffers 2 damage and discards a card in hand. Increase auxiliary track by 1, so that's going to go up. And both of our players here are tied. So what does he have? He has 4 and 1. I'll take it with him. So he suffers 2 and discards a card. All right, I'll drop that. All right, and then this is a strike, so that's simply going to go into the discard. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Ah, double boss, so 4 boss activations. Whew. All right, so 2 more I'll take on Zach, and then I'll take 1 more with her for those 2, and the card. So this one is Unrelenting Onslaught. The homeworld suffers 3 damage, increase the artillery track by 1, so that's going to go off now. So that's down to 25. Then this gets spent, and a card comes out. So we have a Blast. The player with the lowest health suffers 2 damage. So Silas has got to, I'm going to have to build up his track so he can heal. All right. So player turns, and I guess I know what I get to do now, so my players get to go. All right, so I got 2 damage. I may destroy the top card of any supply deck. Okay, so 2 damage. I don't want to keep taking 2 points of damage, so I'm going to start working on him. What does this do? So any... it's an attack. Any ally draws a card, then deal damage equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. Okay, so it's on average is going to do 6 damage. I don't know, is there something I want to destroy? 1, 2, I got 3 power. So I got to handle the damage first. So I spent the 2 damage. Now I have to decide whether or not I want to destroy something. I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Quantum Hack and see if I get something else to come up here. All right, so I have targeting. This one lets an attack with any player's weapon without discarding it. So that could be interesting. All right. So then this is going to be discarded. I'll place that up there, and I have 3 power to spend. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this wave. All right, and then these will go into the discard. That gets flipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And a new card. What do we got down here? Okay. All right, so then player 1. All right, so she's going to go, so she deals 1 damage and gains an energy. All right, so I'll keep working on that guy. So she's got 1 energy. And then, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy. What to get? You may destroy the top card of any supply deck. I don't know if I want to destroy anything. So I think I will buy this one. At least then I'll start doing some good damage. All right, so we got Echo Ray after that. I'll place that in there and those on top. All right, so that is her purchase and her turn. On to player 3. So Zach's going to go back to back as he's got the wild as well. So 1 damage, he will take out this guy. So you're going to destroy the card, so that card is out of here. And that'll take care of this. And then I have 2 weapons, so I'll go ahead and equip both of those. Okay, and then I have 4 buying power. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this mnemonic needle. Phase shield. Interesting. Okay. That's everything I can do there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Figures. 5. As I had that card that let me take a card from the discard pile, I was going to do that, but that didn't work out in my favor. All right, so then the wild is going to go. So he gets to go again, so I'll just move this over right away. And then these are going to trigger, so it's 2 damage. I'm just going to hit the boss with that. And then these go into his discard. And then this time he has 5 energy. He drew all power core cards. So and I'm just short of actually being able to get something powerful. So I'll spend 3 energy to pick up this shield here. So I have 2 left. And so I will pick up a power power with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I have no weapon equipped, unfortunately, with him. All right, so that is everybody. So new round. Well, you'd think with this shuffling that it would change the boss order, get those cards separated, but apparently I'm not successful. So we'll see what happens with this. If the boss is going to go twice again. All right, player 3 again. So Zach's going to go. Fortunately, I don't have any weapons equipped, so but this time I do get to equip a couple. So I'll add those 2 there, and then I do have 4 buying power. So I am going to pick up this lightning chain, or cutlass. And another one's there. Okay, so that is his turn. So new cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I actually have some decent stuff this time. All right, next is boss. All right, so he's going to activate. So either the players can drop 2 cards collectively. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 with him with the blaster because I already have 2 weapons, so there's no point in having 3. And then what does he have? I have 2 there. And then what about her? I'm going to do the same with her because she has 3 weapons as well. So the blaster isn't going to be very useful for her. So that'll take care of that. And now he's going to be level 2. So this guy's going to move over. He'll get a bonus to his health. So with that, minions in play gain 4 health. So he's going to be at 9 health now. And then increase the artillery track by 1. So now that's at 1, and then these get shuffled up now. So now we'll have those new cards that are in there. So we'll see what happens with that. And then I draw a card. So we have the Rage Knight that's back out. So he's going to be doing 2 damage to the home world, and now he has 9 hit points. So that's problematic. All right, and then there's nothing there. So next card, it is not the boss. Incredible. The first time. All right, and then she wasn't able to get any weapons out either. So now she's going to place, oh, she's only got 1 slot. So I do have 3 buying power. Well, I think I'm just going to buy a weapon slot because I think I'm going to start having some more weapons come up there. Let's put this at the bottom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that was her wild, so this will pass. Next is the boss. So the boss is going to activate again. So again, now it's that it's level 2, he's going to trigger both. So a player is going to lose a card or a health, and then the players collectively have to discard 2 cards. So he's got 2 energy. I really don't want to do it with him. She's got... So I'll drop a power card with her, and what does he have? Yeah, and I'll do a blaster with him. All right. So that takes care of that. And then the homeworld's going to take 2. And another card comes out. Fire Support Specialist. Increase the artillery track by 1. So it's at 2 now. Oh, that's when it activates. Never mind. Okay, so he's just a guy there. So he's going to have 10 hit points. So we got lots of minions out here now. Not good. All right, on to player 2 to go. So Silas is going to go. He can do 1 damage. So I'll go ahead and hit the boss for 1. Okay, and then I'll equip that. I'll do the bioconverter. It says you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy one of those blasters. And then any ally may draw a card and then discard a card. So who do I want to draw and discard? What do you have? He's got 2 weapons already. And then she's got 2. She's got some good cards. All right, I'm going to do with her. So she drew a power core. I'm going to go ahead and drop a power core. All right, so it didn't really make a difference. All right, I played that, and then I have the same effect with this, and then I may destroy the top card of one of the supply decks. Okay. So I've got a total of 3 energy. So I'm going to spend 2 to upgrade a power, and then 1's simply going to be wasted. I'm not going to destroy a card, but I'll let an ally draw a card and discard. So I'm going to choose her again just for the heck of it, see if she gets... Nope, same thing. Okay. All right, so that was his turn. And then it's player 1, so she's going to go now. So first off, she's going to do 5 damage. You may destroy a card in your hands. So what does she have in her hands? I've got a total of 4 with power. I think I'm going to drop that power core though. I really want to start trying to get some of those cards out of their hands that are wasteful. All right, so I'm going to do 5 damage to somebody. So I'm going to start hitting him. So I really don't want that to go off too many times. And then she's going to go ahead and play these 2. So she's got some power cards now. And then this one says it gives me 3, and then you may destroy the top card of any supply deck. So it's the same thing again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this one here. So that'll go there. New one comes up. And that'll go on top there, and then she draws. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so next hand is okay. Not great. All right, that was her turn, and new round. All right, I gotta I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit here. I'm not doing a ton of damage yet. I gotta try to get some better cards here. Let's see how this goes. All right. Player 3. All right, so Zach is up first. So with Zach, I have 1 damage, and I can do 2 damage and gain a slot, or deal 3 damage. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 3 damage, because I don't think I have... Yeah, I only have 2 weapons in my hand at this point anyways. So it's 4 damage. I'm going to hit this guy again. That way then if one of these other characters goes, they can drop him, hopefully before the boss activates. I'm going to toss those 2 up. I have 2 power. So I'm going to go ahead and increase that again. And that is my turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does he have next? Okay, not too bad. All right, next is a boss, so did not matter. All right, so any player suffers a damage. Take 1 with her, and then the players have to collectively discard 2 cards. So prefer it not being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I got here? All right, so you've got that. What does she have? She's got 5 as well. I'm going to go ahead and drop 1 with him. And she'll drop that one. All right, so that takes care of that guy. Now this one, Homeworld suffers 2, so it's down to 21. Increase the artillery track by 1, and it's not level 3 yet, so no effect there. And then a new card comes out, and we have the Barrage. The player with the most slots suffers 2 damage and discards a card in hand. Increase the artillery track by 1, so that's going to go off now. And then somebody takes 2. Those 2 both have, well, all 3 of them have 2. So I think she'll take it. Got a lot of damage. A lot of damage coming our way. All right, so that takes care of that. And then the artillery card, we have the Siege Engine. Homeworld suffers 4 damage. Ouch. So it brings it down to 17. Okay. Wild. So Silas is next. He's going to definitely take that guy out. I don't want that to continue to go up. And this goes here. Okay. And then I'll play that. I have 3. I have 4. So I'm going to go ahead and play this one here. It says I gain 2 energy and I may destroy a fuel in your hand. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And I'll spend that as well to buy another one of those cards and add it to my area. And then these will go in there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So that was the wild, so that passes over. Player 1. So over to her again. So this time I deal 1 damage and gain an energy. That shows how to do that. And then any ally draws a card, then deal damage equal to the number of cards in that player's hands. So I could have him draw 1. Or what does he have? I'm going to have him draw 1. All right, so I got another power. Okay, so with that, I am going to do 6 damage to something. And then this one lets me do 1 damage. So the question is, do I want to start working on one of those guys, or do I want to just hit the boss for 7? I think I'm going to hit the boss for 7. All right, so that's going to bring this down to 48. Those are discarded, and then she does have an energy from that. And she has 4 energy here, so 5 total. All right, what do I want to do with this? I'm just going to go ahead and bump her up 2 on that track, and that will end her turn. And I'm just going to discard that other card. 5. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a weapon out. That's not good. So next turn. All right. Player 2. So Silas goes. He's going to do 2 damage and may destroy the top card of any supply deck. I don't think I really want to do that. So then 2 damage. I guess I'll start working on that guy. Right, so that'll go into this card, and then what do I have in hands? All right. All right, I'm going to destroy a power core by using the bioconverter. So it says I can destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. Any ally may draw a card and then discard a card. And then I do have that. And I'm going to spend these 2 to bump this up. So this will go into the discard, then those. I have to choose somebody to draw. She's got 2 weapons already. What do you got? I'm going to do one with him. So it's another power core. So I'll just discard that. Okay. All right. And that was everything. So it's player 2 and then the boss. All right. So again, somebody's going to take a damage. So I'll take it with him. And then the players have to collectively discard 2 cards. I don't really want to do it with him. I forgot to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I got with you? He's got a lot of energy. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be helpful. What does she have? So I'm just going to drop 1 and 1 with her. Okay. So that takes care of him. Grateful are the world takes 2. New card. Homeworld suffers 4 damage. Oof. So I'm down to 11. Well, that's not good. All right. So then this gets shuffled. Okay. So I really need some good stuff here. Hopefully Zach gets to go. And it's a boss, not what I was hoping for. All right, so she's going to take 1. I have to choose 2 more cards to get dropped. I'm just going to drop 2 more with her. Yeah. And that'll take care of that. And then this takes 2 more, so it's down to 9. And a new card. All right, increase the track by 1. Any player suffers damage equal to the current value of the artillery track. And then this card gets destroyed because it is level 2. So I'll take 1 with him. All right. And that's that. All right, so wild. So now Zach gets to go. So I'll kick this over to her. And his stuff goes off. So it's deal 2 damage. Homeworld powers up. So power is up there. That's 2 damage. And then it's 1 damage. You may return a weapon from your discard pile to your hands. So I'll kick that one back to my hand. These will go in here. So I'm doing 3 damage total. I'm just going to keep picking on him, I think. 1, 2, 3. All right. So now it goes into my turn. Main phase, I have 6 buying power. And I can throw those 2 up there. So I do have enough for scatter shots. What does this one do? This deals 2 damage. Increase that damage by 2 for each other weapon you have equipped. So this one really benefits from having a bunch of weapons out. Well, let's go for it. I'm going to go ahead and chuck that in there. And those will go on top. I'll make sure I got that. Yep. All right. So that is his turn. These get flipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Player 3. So it's back to Zach already. So I'm going to get to trigger both of these. So this deals 3 damage and powers up. And then this one does 2 damage and gain a slot, or 3 damage. I think I'll do the 2 damage and gain a slot. And so I'm doing 5 damage total. I'm going to hit the boss again. Brings him to 40. And then my turn, I've got 2 blasters and 3 buying power. Ooh. Not a great turn. This gets flipped over. Grenades. So I'll go ahead and pick up one of these, which says that the homeworld powers up. All right, so the homeworld's fully powered, so I could trigger that at this point. And the homeworld activates during any player's main phase, deal 4 damage, and then deal 2 damage. So I could do some damage here. Zach's already gone twice. So nobody else is really putting out any damage this turn. So I'm just going to hit the boss again twice. So that's going to bring him down to 34. All right, and then that will go back down to 0. All right, now the boss triggers. All right, so player suffers a damage. So I'm going to take 1 with him. I got to draw a new hand of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then players are dropping cards. I can drop 1 with him. And she's only got 1 card left, so I'm going to drop 1 with him. Okay. So that takes care of that. Homeworld suffers 2, so it's down to 7. And a new card is increase the artillery track by 2, so that's going to have that go off. Any player discards a card in hand that costs 1 or more. Okay. All right, what do I got here? So I'll do that one. All right, so then this goes off. Homeworld suffers 2, any player suffers 1. Oof, they're all at 3. Yikes. Homeworld suffers 2. So the homeworld's down to 5 hit points. This is not looking good. Yikes. All right, so both bosses have gone now. So now it's over to player 1. So she gets to go, and she's not doing much of anything. She's going to drop that in there, and then she draws cards. Okay, so at least she has that. Okay. And player 2. All right, so I'm doing 1 damage. So I might as well just keep ticking away here. And then I have a blaster, and I have 2 energy, 3 energy, 5 energy, and I can destroy an energy card in my hand. I don't have one I really want to destroy at this point. So I have 5 energy. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of these. And I can let a player draw and discard. So the question is, he's got 3. I don't really want to do it with him. So I'll have her draw 1. She gets that. Discard 1. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Okay. So then these go. that. Draw 2, 5. Okay, see what that does. All right, here we go. I really got to get that Rage Knight out of here. He's causing some serious problems here. All right. Wild player. Okay, so she gets to go. She's got an attack. This is going to deal 4 damage. You may destroy a card in your hand. Does she have one that she would want to destroy? She got 5. I think I'll drop the core. Okay. So it's 4 damage. The question is, do I keep hitting here? I mean, at this point, and she doesn't, well, she does have that. So if she goes again before he goes, she could drop him. It's a gamble. I have 5 energy. All right, so it's 4 damage. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to do 4 to him, so he's down to 29. So that'll take care of that. And then I do have 2 new weapons that I can equip. And I'm banking on her being able to push out some damage, so I'm going to go ahead and bump that up 2, spending both of these. And then I'm going to go ahead and trigger that. So it says that activate during your main phase. Any ally draws 3 cards, and then they may destroy a card in hand. So I have 5 with him. What do I got in his hands? I got 3. He's got a lot of weapons. So I think I'm going to have him draw because he's got 5. So if she goes again, that's going to be 8 potential damage here. So 1, 2, 3 cards. And he could destroy a card in hand. He's got a lot of power of junk cards. But I really want to be able to push out damage here. So I think I'm going to hold on to everything and not destroy any cards in my hand. All right, so her turn is done. And it's a boss turn. Not so lucky. All right, so any player suffers a damage. Homeworld's going to take 2 from him. And then the players have to collectively discard 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what does she have? All right. So she's going to go ahead and do the 2 cards. And I think I'll take the wound as well. Okay. So that takes care of that and that. So now it's a new card. Homeworld suffers 3 damage, and that is game. Oh, man. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so that was it. Who would have gone next? Player 1. Oh, that sucks. She was right there. So could have been interesting. Well, it was close. So she would have been able to do 9 damage with that one. And an extra there. So that would bring him down to 19. That would have been 19. And then he would have gone again. So yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. That guy tore me up. And he would have gone to level 3. And he would have increased the artillery check by 2. Any player discards a card in their hand and suffers a damage. So yeah, it would have been he got me. So, well, that is the way it goes. To be expected. Yeah, it's tough. This one, you really have to. You start out so weak, just doing those points of damage here and there, and that boss does tool up pretty quick. So it's really getting those damage cards up fast seems to be the hard part. And these decks, depending upon how they come up, definitely helped with some of the lower cards this time. Is the first playthrough I had, it took me quite a while. I had a lot of high cards that I could not afford, so that was interesting as well. Well, you can't win them all, and I was pretty close. If I would have been able to go at least a couple more turns, I would have had it. As Zach, I had a couple of really decent cards with him. I had the Scatter Beam, which does 2 damage plus 2 damage more for each equipped weapon, which I would have been able to throw 2 more down. And I was going to activate his ability right away that would have triggered 2 weapons that I had and not used them. So I would have been able to do 8 damage with that. And then once he went, again with that would have been another. So I could have definitely, I think I needed a couple more turns. But I just didn't have it. The home roll went down way too quick. So I definitely got to handle that Rage Knight a little bit faster next time. But I hope you found the video helpful in learning more about this game and whether or not this is one that you'd like to pick up. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please post those in the comment section below. And also let me know if you caught anything. I do my best to get the rules as accurately as possible, but every once in a while, obviously, I do make mistakes. I'm just human. So if you notice something, or if you saw something that I could have done better, also let me know about that. I'm always interested to hear what everybody has to say, and if somebody has a better strategy or saw something that I missed, I love learning about those strategies and seeing where I could have done better as well. So let me know in those comments down below, and until next time, I'll see you later.